Okay, I guess we're live. Let's see here. First thing I wanted to do is share this right here. There's no audio to it. I'm just going to throw it up. Okay, so welcome to the discussion. This is a discussion about the Keto/Carnivore diet. It's pretty much fairly self-explanatory. It's keto is all-encompassing. It's literally just low carb, high fat, moderate protein, and then you get more and more strict as you go in. I was sitting here looking at some of the other arguments and discussions for and against the keto diet. Most of the ones that I see that are against it are usually like some form of argument along the lines of, there's not enough evidence to show that it's sustaining. And, yeah, I agree there's not. The problem is we're not actually going to be able to get that evidence without first doing the experiments. And something like this, because of the way science works, I mean, unfortunately, scientific evidence is not something that we can actually show very well. So, where is it? Here? No, that's not it. Yep, there it is. Okay, yeah, scientific evidence isn't something that we can show incredibly well, just because, the easiest way to explain it would be the actual types of scientific evidence in forms of, what makes for. There we go. Okay. There we go. Bring that up here. See if I can picking that up. There we go. Okay. Basically, most of your nutrition science stems from what they call epidemiological studies, and those studies are literally just surveys based off of how much you believe you've eaten in the last 6 months. So pretty much every bit of that is literally just anecdotal. There obviously ethics causes us. We're not going to be able to force people to stay locked up and keep an eye on what they eat 24/7. So anything like randomized control trials or actual systematic reviews or anything like that, that's actually, strong evidence is pretty much going to be out the window, specifically due to ethical reasons. Now, like I said, in the last one that I did, I am more of a relaxed carnivore. This one up here. I don't drink coffee or anything like that, but I do use a little bit of lemon pepper to season my steaks. I don't generally agree with going off on the deep end and just going the lion diet, with the exception of when you're first getting into this. I don't even like calling this a diet. Technically, it's a way of eating. Okay, it's not any diet or anything that you look at as an actual diet, especially if you're doing it specifically for weight loss. As soon as you stop doing it, you're going to go back to whatever you were doing, and you're going to fail. I actually proved this on this specific diet. Last year, when I lost my job, I ended up getting depressed, and I ended up starting eating a standard American diet again, where I started eating ramen noodles and stuff like that for comfort food. And I blew up again. I ended up gaining like 90 pounds. So for the first month or so, because any diet that you try, you want to give it about a month. These YouTubers and stuff like that I've seen, that we tried the carnivore diet for a week. your body's still adapting in that week, so you're not going to get any true results. Give it about a month. Matter of fact, almost 3 months if you want to get actually good, decent results. Then you can actually start re-experimenting. I mean, the entire issue on this, yeah, I don't do fast food. Yeah, I agree. I don't eat fast food at all. I know a lot of people that try this diet, they'll turn around and I've seen some in Facebook groups where they turn around and try to talk about, if they can go to McDonald's or something like that and pick up cheeseburger patties. And it's like, no, granted, yeah, that's, yep, I agree. Truck driving is a tough one if you're trying to lose weight. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and drop the StreamYard's link real quick. If anybody wants to come in, we can hash this out. But yeah, I mean, it is a diet, but at the same time, if you're not going to actually force yourself to change the way you eat, then it's going to turn into a diet, which I think the statistic on that's like 90-something% of all diets fail. And granted, that's also one of the main arguments about the vegan diet, because, once you get into a certain area of the vegan diet, when your health starts failing because your body's already absorbed all the nutrients in your body, and it's not getting anything from all these plants that you're eating, it tends to do that. And then you get all the hatred from, hey, Crash, how you doing? But then you get all the hatred from these vegans that are somehow managing to survive a little bit more than 5 years. And they sit there and go on these rants about how you were never vegan and all this other stuff. And that's when they turn around and go off of the whole, being vegan isn't for health, it's for ethical reasons. Well, I severely disagree with that. But this isn't something that I'm using to bash vegans. This is just something that I'm trying to get discussions of diets. I know we did have a couple of people in the community that were wanting me to do this. And at the same time, we have a few people that are that were curious about it because, like I said, I've been carnivore. With the exception of the 9-month break that I took last year, I've been carnivore for about 3 years. Let's see here. Das Boot. Everyone is different, but generally, fresh foods, dropping the soda, stop eating junk food and fast food, processed meats is pretty much it. Yeah, I agree. I'm not knocking anybody who's on a standard American diet. For the most part, there is. Sorry, I got into a fight with a vegan last night trying to convince you to feed your snakes and gators vegan diets. I'd have lost it too. Snakes and gators are definitely not vegan, and that's absolutely ridiculous. Polly, you said you're not keto, but you did do a mono diet. Hey, if you want to hop in and explain that to me, I'm not 100% sure what a mono diet is. But yeah, I mean, this is basically just the chart that pretty much anyone on Facebook that's stumbled into a carnivore group, this is the chart that they'll show you. It's the more extreme the keto that you go, the more meat you're eating. There are a lot of people that like the meat-based keto, where they turn around and you can have plant foods on occasion, very few carbs, emphasis on animal products. Those are the ones that will turn around and talk about the different types of cheeses and stuff like that they use. A relaxed carnivore, you get a little bit more strict on that, where I do eat cheese on occasion, but there's At the Yada God, are there certain vitamins and things that you can only get from plants? Actually, that's a good question. I'll pop that up there. The only vitamin that I've noticed that you cannot get from animal products, at least in any great amount, is vitamin C. But the way I have my carnivore diet set up is I eat liver about once a month, and no worries. But yeah, I eat liver about once a month, and liver does actually contain trace amounts of vitamin C. I am not one of the weird, the strict carnivores where they actually eat organs that where it. If you've ever actually seen any of the carnivore groups, there are certain carnivores that they advocate what they call nose to tail, where they eat every organ on the way down. I mean, I've seen them talking about the best ways to cook brains and lungs and kidneys and livers and stuff like that. And it's like 10Ks. I like to. I think I said that. Tanks. I like to. Okay. Uh, how you doing? The StreamYard link's in the description if you want to hop in. Okay. So, yeah, Paula, you said you had so you eat only one thing. Ideally, you do this for a period of time and begin to add foods incrementally. Okay, so essentially, that's what I was talking about earlier. The lion diet, which is generally where people like to start off from, is your elimination. It's okay. So eggs was your mono. That's understandable. Uh, Basically, what that does is, like I said, if you do that for about a month or so, what you're going to do is it's going to screw with your gut microbiome, basically all the bacteria in there that eats certain things. But at the same time, once those die off and your body starts making it fresh, then when you start adding in the thing that you start experimenting with, um, like for Polly, you were eating eggs. I'm not 100% sure how long you did that, but when you started adding in foods back into that, I'm sure you had. Is it only beef or any animal protein? Uh, it depends. I mean, you've got like the ones like Michaela Peterson, where she claims to eat literally nothing but beef, salt, water, and I don't know how genuine those claims are. She's a celebrity. I'm pretty sure she gets drunk and other things, but let's see. You do that with rice and fish. That works. Uh, but yes, beef is one of the more staple, one of the more staple aspects of this diet, just because it is it's kind of our go-to. I mean, we domesticated cows for a reason. Uh, Polly lost a lot of weight. Well, I mean, any elimination diet is going to cause you to lose weight because obviously an elimination diet is designed for that way. I mean, I've seen people lose weight on that weird. I think they copied it in a movie somewhere where the guy was stranded on Mars for like 9 months or something like that, where he ate nothing but potatoes. Uh, you know, you're going to have that on occasion. So yeah, I understand that you can lose weight if you just cut out everything but one thing. But yeah, this is. Let's do that again. Uh, Sorry, just double checking the chat. Easiest way to look at it, there is a article that I was looking up. I'm trying to find it again. Uh, Apparently, it just came out in Women's Health, I believe. That don't know if it came out last year or this year, but it came out in March. Okay, sorry, March of last year, where apparently somebody was talking about for women, this diet is actually fairly interesting. It's essentially just shows that it's taking keto to the extreme. Oh, they're actually calling it a mono diet as well. No plant foods allowed, which means you can't eat any grains, nuts, seeds, beans, fruits, or vegetables. One argument against it that I love is people sitting there telling me that I'm going to get scurvy, because if I would have gotten scurvy, it would have been a long time ago. But this is actually showing an example meal plan and everything like that. Yeah. Okay, but how are you cooking the meat? Smoking, grilling, searing, or charring increases the two chemical compounds, HCAs and PAHs, that cause cancer. I've always heard that grilling is the healthiest way to cook your meat. Hang on, just Oh, sorry. Scurvy is one of the things that they claimed that was that you would get from lack of vitamin C, where your skin turns yellow, your teeth start falling out, and basically the whole thing that pirates used to get when they were on board ships for months. I actually had to look that up too, because I was already 3 months into it when I originally started, when my doctor told me that I was going to get it, and literally right there in the office, he turned around and Googled it to show me how long it takes to set in, and it's apparently it's something that sets in like within 4 weeks of stopping to eat or stop eating vitamin C. And it was like, okay, so I've been doing this for about 3-4 months now, and you're telling me that I'm going to lose, or I'm going to start all this stuff, and it's just not happening. So it's kind of interesting at that point, but at the same time, we don't have an accurate way to track the science, so there's a lot of other issues that can be involved in that. Okay, let's see here. Open flame is the worst, increases the amount of cancer compounds. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, so wouldn't you get some of the vitamins from beef just because of what they eat would leave trace amounts in the actual meat? Yes, Crash. That's that was actually the argument. There is people claim that you can't get vitamin C from meat, and they actually did a study on that, and there are trace amounts of vitamin C in a cow's liver, or actually in the liver of most ruminants, just because they process, or their bodies allow them to process their own vitamin C. I believe it's once you get up into the primates. I don't remember the exact step when that gene turned off, but because humans did start getting, because apes in general started getting certain amounts of vitamin C, they turned around and it wasn't a gene marker that was selected for anymore, so it eventually just kind of died out. But yes, that's one of the reasons why I do eat a piece of liver every now and then, just to make sure that I don't start getting scurvy. But as for cooking it, yeah, the whole thing about open flame and stuff like that, I generally cook mine in an air fryer, just because it's convenient for me. Like I said, I don't force my diets on. I don't force my diet on my kids. As soon as they are ready to take care of their nutrition and stop eating, like kids do, then I will support them in any way they want. let's see here. Yes, evolution did screw us. Crash. But yeah, what was it? Dasboot, you were talking about increasing the chemical compounds for HCAs and PAHs. It does increase those two chemical compounds, but at the same time, I mean, you're more likely to get some form of cancer from living in LA than you are to get any type of cancer from the food you eat. The exception to that is processed meats, and the reason why is because of all the sugar that goes into processing it. Bacon is cured with sugar, even if it says it's got 0 carbs on the package. There's usually still sugar in the ingredients. Sausages and stuff like that. Those are the big processed meats, and a lot of them have sugars and stuff like that that are hidden in them. And one of the simplest definitions I ever got for what causes cancer was, again, I'm not 100% sure on how accurate that is, but cancer is generally just the body's cells that are metastasizing sugars. I do agree that humans can be omnivores. Humans are omnivores. Our diets are pretty broad, good for us because we have many sources of food. But yikes, all meat, especially red meat and seafood, not generally advised. There is a tribe in Africa called the Maasai tribe. They literally eat nothing but red meat, blood, and milk. The ones that are actually still, members of the tribe and everything like that. When this was discovered, they were thought to have had a gene mutation that prevented them from getting things like heart disease, like diabetes and stuff like that. Okay. The problem is when some of these tribesmen moved into the nearest city, and they adopted what would be considered a Western diet, which added plant foods and stuff like that into their diets, they started swelling up. They started getting these problems. They started getting diabetes and gout and heart disease and stuff like that. So that it does kind of show that the science on nutrition is a little skewed. The easiest way to explain that one would be the hell's the guy's name? The guy that did the 7 country study, which is, if I'm not mistaken, or was endorsed by the WHO for quite a while. If you actually look at the study that he showed, he actually had 21 countries in that study. What he did was he cherry picked the 7 countries that followed the trend that he was trying to push for. I don't generally have any issues on the WHO or the World Health Organization for anything following conspiracies. Like I know there's a lot of people in our community that are anti-vax and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything other than that, aside from listen to your doctor. But when it comes to nutrition, like I said earlier, there are so few actual clinical trials that we can follow that there's been a lot of different biases that have gotten into the actual science. They, like I said, with the 7 country study, that was literally trying to show that sugar wasn't bad for you and fat was the actual culprit. When if you looked at it, the people that were following essentially the Mediterranean diet, where they were eating a lot of pork and stuff like that, they were showing how healthy these people were compared to the people that were eating a standard, high carb diet. And again, just like what who was it that said that? Well, Das Boot, just like you said earlier, everyone is different. I personally wouldn't advocate this diet for anybody unless you're prepared to try it for a year or two, just for the simple fact that, yes, everybody is different. And at the same time, this isn't something that you would want. Like, okay, perfect example like that would be vegans in general. Okay. If you've noticed, there have been a ton of, let's not get dramatic about it. There have been quite a few different articles that have been coming out that show vegans forcing their diet onto their children, and these children then dying of malnutrition. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I'm prepared to experiment on myself with this diet, but I am not going to turn around and force my kids to eat nothing but meat. Okay. I do have an issue with the whole ethics debate in this situation, because of the fact that from my personal experience, this diet does work for me, and I'm trying to explain it to people, and if they want to actually, oh, hi Allie, how you doing? I'm trying to explain it to people in a way that should they want to try this diet themselves, then that's not a problem. There are a lot of interesting side effects, I should say, that do crop up every now and then. There we go. One of the things that I've noticed that does tend to crop up is a lot of people will ask about what happens to the bowel when you basically have zero fiber in your diet. Okay. Not to turn this into a literal shit show, but basically, fiber itself, especially plant fiber, is literally just something that bulks up your stool supply. There's literally products that they sell that drink pour this powder into this glass of water and drink it. It tastes like nasty charcoal, and then people are proud of themselves so much because they basically clogged up their toilet because of they thinking they're cleaning themselves out. No, you're drinking something that's going right for you, and it's nasty. It's black nasty crap. But in this situation, without having all of that stuff in your system in the first place, you tend to have to go to the bathroom a lot less. And some people do get afraid of it. I've seen quite a few comments on the Carnivore Diets pages that I've seen on Facebook, where they turn around and oh, I haven't gone to the bathroom in 3-4 days, but I don't feel constipated. What's wrong? It's just the simple fact that you don't have that much fiber in your diet, and you're not going to the bathroom because your body is using just about everything that you're eating. How do you measure the nutrition your body is retaining from this diet? Blood test, stool samples, physical signs. That's a good question on Omero's Moon. A lot of people will go to a doctor every 3 months or so just to do that. Personally, because I don't have insurance, because I'm a truck driver, I get really busy during the week anyways. It's easier for me just to about every 2 months I'll pick a weekend day, go down to the blood bank and give a donation. If my iron's too high, they won't accept the donation. If I get the results back, usually after a few days, I'll get the results back of the blood test they did on my donation anyways. And I ended up with a list of, hey, this is your cholesterol, this is your iron count, and all this other stuff. So I kind of have a baseline to measure it with. Das Boo, weight so fiber isn't good. It depends. The Literally one of the only double-blind studies I've ever actually found regarding fiber showed that, and the only reason why it would be considered a double-blind study in the first place is because they used the same group of somewhere between 200 and 400 people, but every one of these people were constipated and they were on high fiber diets. And what they found was, as soon as they started reducing the amount of fiber, when they got all the way down to zero, it was 100% effective in reducing their constipation. I used to have a link to that study. I can see if I can't find that real quick. Let's see. This is a medical study from 2012. Actually, this is a newer one. World Journal of Gastroenterology, to investigate the effects of reducing dietary fiber on patients with idiopathic constipation. Methods, study size, median age of the patients, 47 years of age, range between 20 and 80. At 6 months, 41 patients remained on a no fiber diet, 16 on a reduced fiber diet, and 6 resumed their high fiber diet for religious or personal reasons. Patients who stopped or reduced dietary fiber had significant improvements in their symptoms, while those who continued on a high fiber diet had no change. Of those who stopped fiber completely, the bowel frequency increased from 1 motion in 3 3/4 days to 1 motion a day. With reduced fiber intakes, increased bowel frequency from a mean of 1 motion per 4.19 days to 1 motion per 1.9 days. So yes, that is actually a scientific study I can share. Let me go ahead and copy that, and I'll post that for you, Das Food. Let's see here. Yato, the not enough fiber is also not good. That's the study I just linked that shows that the a lot of them dropped all the way down to zero, and it massively improved their digestive systems. More fiber you eat, the more water you need to drink. Range is 25 to 50 total daily fiber, but at least 25. Yeah, I can agree with that. I don't see an issue with that. But just like that, you're also talking about more fiber you eat, the more water you need to drink. You're looking at a lot of well, that one just popped right out of my head. Okay, that's not coming back. Let's see here. I do still have ADD. I'm not gonna make the claim that some people do. Where hey Blue, how you doing? There are some people in our community or in the carnivore community that will turn around and attempt to say that the carnivore diet or keto is essentially a cure-all. I don't really look at it that way. It's a hell of a diet. Ketones are a thing. I actually tested my blood ketones this morning, and interestingly enough, I do have my body is actually producing ketones. It's probably from the steak that I ate last night. Once I finally got done with a certain mukbang stream that really grossed me out. But yeah. Yato, I know you like arguing. Are you sure you don't want in here? Can we smoke weed in here? Have at it. I don't really care. And yes, I absolutely agree with you. Mukbangs are gross. You still have to do all the tracking and counting like in keto. Great question, Crash. No. That's the thing about the carnivore diet is it's essentially keto on easy mode. You don't have to track your macronutrients as long as you're eating meat or animal products. You're generally going to be well under the the carbohydrate requirement that would put you in ketosis. Oh. Hey, Blue, how we doing?
Doing all right, young man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just got done with fixing my roommate's car and splitting some wood.
Oh, wow. Hope he paid you.
Oh, it was the
Never mind.
Yeah.
Forget I said anything.
No, it was a pulley on his car. We had to just we had to fight to get it off. But so, anyways, do you have any experience with keto or carnivore or anything like that?
No, I don't know what the keto diet is.
Okay.
What is it?
Basically, it is a farmer aid. Yeah, thanks. Keto is essentially a diet where instead of being or it's kind of an elimination diet. Basically, the easiest way to explain it would be you're massively reducing the amount of carbohydrates you intake, and you're putting an emphasis on not so much protein, but a lot more fat. That's when you get people that the weird ones will like to put a stick of butter in their coffee in the morning. I don't do that. That's nasty.
Yes, you don't. You don't really approve of this, or you don't do the keto diet yourself?
I don't do the keto diet. I actually do carnivore, which it's kind of like keto on steroids.
Well, what is that specific? Is that specific to you, or is there a specific carnivore diet definition?
There is a specific carnivore diet definition. It's
Lay it on me. Lay it on me, please.
okay. Here, let me throw that back up real quick. Can you see that?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. A lot of people when they get into it, even some people when they get into keto, what they'll do is they'll start at this little dot right here with the lion diet,
Right.
which is you're eating nothing but beef, salt, and water. And what it is it cuts it down to like what Paulie's Customs in the chat said earlier, where it's a mono diet. It's essentially an elimination diet. After about a month or so, you can start adding stuff in, And if it agrees with you, then you can keep it. If it doesn't, then you just toss it out.
I see. I see. I'm looking through this chart here.
Mm-hmm.
The diagram, I should say. I don't see just plain old carnivore. I see relaxed carnivore and strict carnivore.
Yeah, I'm more of a relaxed carnivore.
Okay.
I do eat. I eat steak, but then I also eat ground beef. I also eat. I also eat liver every now and then, just to make sure that I do still have a little bit of vitamin C in my body. I don't drink coffee or tea. Matter of fact, I drink water. Every now and then, I usually put a little bit of lemon pepper in my on my steaks. But other than that, it's pretty much like somewhere between relaxed and strict for me.
Need to suck on a lime every now and then, I think, young man.
No.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
No, there are people that once they get back out into keto, they've noticed that a lot more of their once they actually start taking in more carbohydrates again, they do actually need to up their vitamin C intake. And the only way I can link those two would be the fact that the molecule for vitamin C looks a lot like the molecule for sugar. So,
forgive me for asking. And, well, do you ever feel like you should eat less meat for political reasons or environmental reasons?
no.
Okay.
The only reason why is because I do not. I don't really contribute to commercial farming or animal agriculture. I get my steaks and stuff like that from the cow I help my neighbor butcher.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm about as clean as I can get. I help my
You
neighbor.
do your own butchering, you can pretty much do anything you want, I think.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're not leaving a carbon footprint, you're not leaving a carbon footprint. So there.
Yeah. That's definitely one thing that, because I know a lot of the a lot of the vegan thing, especially with the ethical argument, is well, you contribute to animal agriculture, and I think one of the guys that I was making fun of last weekend, he literally compared factory farming to the Holocaust. And
Sure,
it
of
was like,
course, and they'll always go that far comparing animals to human beings. That the whole Disney thing.
yeah, and
But okay, let's suppose that there is somebody who didn't do it like you and only ate factory farmed and corporate shit, for lack of a better word. Would you say that person should feel guilty or should feel obligated to change or do something else or eat less meat? Or should that person be motivated to eat less meat if they can't do it like you or if they can't be clean, as you said?
no, I'm not gonna. I basically am not. I'm just kind of
Not
like
going to judge.
I'm not going to judge on that situation, but
Okay.
at the same time, I'm using my particular situation to kind of like knock that moral high ground stance that most
Right.
vegans like to use on me.
Right. Yeah. So well, how long have you been in the fighting vegan cause, if I may?
2018 when I first encountered vegan games.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. You baby. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I know. I just he popped up
But
on
it
my
feels
YouTube
like a
one
long
day.
time, though, don't it? Shit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but
Well,
I
I
definitely
think,
agree with Crash right here in the chat.
at least for me, the political
Mhm.
argument and the ethical argument of, you know, we don't really want to treat our animals cruelly. I mean, these two arguments, I think, I mean, I can't help but seeing their merit. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I eat meat all the time, but I can't help but seeing the merit of those two arguments.
No, and see, I can agree with that. Honestly, if if a vegan were to approach me and say, "Hey, look, we want to protest this factory farm because they're knowingly abusing their animals," then hell, I'd be right there. I'd be right out there with them with a picket sign. Okay. I mean that because
but where did it go too far, other than saying that's like the Holocaust, which it's not.
I'm sorry, if you can provide me the evidence of a Nazi cooking a Jew for food, then you can compare it to the Holocaust. That was literally just blatant murder. There's a complete difference.
Oh, well. Oh, I shouldn't. The Japanese did use some prisoners of war for food. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Okay, well, I wasn't aware of that one, but yeah, that's
it's not generally well known, but of course, well, cannibalism or even stuff like that.
Unfortunately,
that rises out of desperation. That's how desperate they were for food. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, cannibalism is also in our history. You know, the Australian Aboriginals used to do that too.
Where are you from? What part of the North America do you live in?
Oklahoma.
Oh, great.
I'm about 2 hours.
Summer.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I'm just a few hours west of Todd.
Okay. Oh wow. Huh.
Yeah, I told Todd as soon as everything opens back up here, I was gonna run out there to take him out to get a steak.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Exactly, yes.
Please, man.
But,
hold on. You're hurting me emotionally.
Okay. Let's see here. Are your portions of meat smaller on this diet? Not really. Pretty much the premise on this diet is eat when hungry, stop when you're full. The thing about it is they actually do have a satiety chart, and beef is like right at the top of the list for actual satiation. I can eat about a pound of beef in a sitting, but at the same time, that pound of beef is going to keep me full for almost an entire day, which is where that one right there for you. Yeah, it kind of balances out, especially if you're trying to lose weight. It definitely balances out because you're not buying all the junk food and stuff like that. I'll spend $20 on a 2-pack of steaks if I'm ever running low, and food dropped out. But I'll spend $20 on a 2-pack of steaks if I'm ever running low, and that'll literally last me for 2 meals. And right now, because I'm only eating maybe every other day, you're literally looking at $10 a steak roughly for 4 days. So $20, $5 a day. So it's not really that bad. Let's see here. There are still some tribes that practice cannibalism. Yes, I am aware that there's what is it? I don't remember what the location is. I did hear something about when white men first came over, and they were, if they had very skinny people that died, it was basically just a simple, don't do that, and they'd leave them alone. But if like an incredibly fat person died over there and they went to bury him, they would literally have to set a guard at the guy's grave for a few weeks until the guy started decomposing. Let's see here. Crash. Found some knowledge here. Let's see here. Yada, if you can go in with other people and buy, say, a quarter cow, each say here it would be $250, and you'd have enough beef for 2 people for 6 months. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it definitely would be cheaper in the long run. Omaros, how can I eat every other day with no mini meals or snacks? I've stopped looking at food for pleasure, essentially. To me, food is fuel. I will eat when my tank runs dry. That's pretty much how I look at it. Let's see here. A standard day for me would be waking up, getting my water. Unfortunately, I do drink a lot of water. One thing about that though is, I mean, like, you see me drink out of this cup right here. That's water. I also have this one over here. That's water. I did used to get hunger headaches, but that it's actually gone away. I'm actually not getting them at all this time around. I do get a little bit of brain fog every now and then, but I think that's more associated with my ADD, just because it's really hard for me to stay on task unless I'm just sitting there playing video games. One thing I can tell you though is the setting at which I will stop eating every other day is I've actually combined it with what's called intermittent fasting. I do get hungry on that second day, but I will pretty much just ignore it. There's a hormone that causes the hunger signal in your body. It's called ghrelin, and if you actually ignore it, it'll actually start pushing it away. How do you feel after a salad versus after a steak? That's a good question, Yato. The easiest way to explain that one, there's actually quite a few videos out there where you'll notice there are vegans that eat 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds of lettuce, and they've gotten 300-400 calories, and that's it. Oh, Blue's back. How we doing? We get kicked?
Please forgive my unceremonious exit there.
No worries.
Oh, great.
See, the brain fog could be anything from eating.
Oh,
yeah, I agree. I don't get enough sleep.
Did you receive anything from or hear anything about Vaughn and his response to your takedown?
Basically, he called me racist again and said that I didn't understand how to do research because it only took him 2 seconds to do his, and it's like, oh, okay, well then you're just admitting to being an idiot.
Because like you, I examined that Carter Woodson document very carefully.
Yeah,
and very early on it says, oh, well, these were people who were buying their spouses or their family members or, or children or something like that. And they said, well, why didn't you free them? Well, because if you freed them, then they'd be in a lot of trouble and everybody come down on them. And the southern states were hard on free Negroes and wanted them to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows how many of those people left and just they never told anybody. And even without that, it's just like you said, unless there's evidence of 50,000 or 1,000, I counted up the best estimate of every slave on that was 30,000 at the very, very highest. And that's, what is that? That's 1.5%, 1.5% of the number of slaves at the time. So it's even less than 5%, which what he was quoting you as saying. So can't believe nothing he says. God damn it.
No, then he also turned around and I know somebody in his chat was trying to convince him that I was a Skull and Bones member.
Oh, well, you been to Harvard?
But no, I haven't been to Harvard, and I have no clue what the Skull and Bones is about.
I think it's like a.
No, I don't know if you can see my screen.
Oh yes, yeah, Skull and Bones. Yeah, that's why, of course. Oh no, you're a demon. He'll say you're a demon, or possessed by a demon, or something like that. Strikes me, Ape, is you're sort of an aggressive centrist. You can't stand the edges on both sides of the political spectrum.
An aggressive centrist. I enjoy that term. That's very interesting.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to be said for that. I certainly feel that way sometimes. Not that I'm aggressive about it, but just that the fringes of the political spectrum are such that.
No, Alan, I've never been to Yale either.
Oh, what's their one? They have a different one.
No, apparently Skull and Bones was at Yale.
Skull and Bones is at Yale.
Yeah.
There's one at Harvard, though, isn't there? There must be.
That's probably another one of those members or things. Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me, whoever did that in the chat. There we go.
Mutants.
Yeah, they're right.
Having a barbecue at WrestleMania. We made meat for other people, like I said last time. I don't put vegetarianism on anyone. My kids still eat meat. Like, you are more than welcome to come in here and explain that, because I know I'm probably going to get a certain vegan in here. Looking at my videos, he actually did a supposed debunking carnist video against this 18-year-old girl not that long ago.
Oh, wow, that's an easy target.
Yeah.
Well, then, do you think this person is going to man or woman up and come in the room and talk it out with you? Or is it just a comment leaver? Or have you talked to this person before?
Vegan Gains? No, I haven't talked to him personally before. He strikes me as a very aggressive narcissist.
Like mine.
And he's got this weird. One of his arguments. He's even labeled the argument. It's called "Name the Trait." And
name the what?
Name the trait.
Okay, name the trait.
Yeah. The way he has to word it is you have to name the trait that separates humans from animals that, if left out of humans, would allow us to kill and eat those humans. So, I mean, it's like G-Man's, new anatomical features argument.
Music. If it wasn't for music, I would have killed lots of people by now. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, there you go. That's my answer.
Yeah, it's that ridiculous of an argument, though.
Right.
I mean, species empathy is one thing. We don't kill it. We don't kill our own species specifically because they're useless. We don't kill our species for food because they're us. I think the argument that I made last time was the fact that there are even studies done on piranha out in the wild that would ostracize members of their school if they accidentally bit each other.
Right.
So
sure.
And I mean, that's piranha. They're one of the most aggressive freaking fish on the planet.
How long have you been aware of my close personal friend Von Helton? Are you new to him? You seem like you're new to him.
No, I've been around since about 2018.
Okay, so yeah.
I mean, I started this channel specifically pretty much to kind of like combine all of my interests.
Right. Okay.
And
good.
That's actually where I get the 8 part in my name was trolling G-Man.
He didn't want to believe you were an ape?
No, he still doesn't believe that humans are actually apes.
Right.
And I'm actually
trying to... Hold on, let me see if I can name the 5. Chimps, gorillas, orangutan, and baby chimps, the bonobos, and us. Is that right?
I believe so. That's I believe those are all of the...
I think orangutan is one of the apes.
I think they are. I think they're.
Okay, yeah, I think
see
that, yeah,
the,
that's right.
and those would be the New World monkeys, I believe, or the great apes, basically.
I'm a New World monkey for sure. I got to tell you, man. It's not until you start doing a YouTube show that you realize that the Americas are on the far and empty side of the world.
Oh, where are you from?
Oh, no. I know I live in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, only 20% of us, barely 20% of the world lives in these two continents.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And we're at the end of the time zone sort of thing. I mean, the day has already started in New Zealand. We're at the very end of where they count it. So,
yeah. Heck, New Zealand is like 17, 18 hours ahead.
what was it? It's 6 behind and whatever that is. So that means it's 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon there now.
Yeah, that's all right. You're an hour ahead of me, so yeah.
Right.
Yato, Geek Room is starting. Okay.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I had this for about an hour. I'm going to see if I can't schedule something with possibly like Scientist Sam. If I get another rollout on this. Mutant though, if you're still here, I'd really love to actually have a talk with you. Yeah, I mean, I understand you're a vegetarian. I'm not an anti-vegetarian. I'm just anti-ethical vegan because their arguments are absolutely idiotic.
Once again, I would have to say that I don't find all of them, completely idiotic. Maybe you've heard them. I mean, maybe what they say, but those ideas don't strike me as inherently bad argument. The idea of ethical treatment for animals and less of a carbon footprint. I mean,
No, that's
or saving money is the other big vegan argument that I always hear.
There is actually a video that I just saw recently that a lot of people that were complaining about leaving veganism were doing it because it was too expensive.
Oh, well.
Here we go.
Well, just being a basic vegetarian is the answer to that.
Yep, I'll throw that one in the stream. I'll promote this guy because he's funnier than hell. But yeah, that one right there is funny. It's like a little quick 3-4 minute video, but it's if you want to do it tomorrow, that's fine. I'm pretty sure you've got me on Discord somewhere. But yeah, Geek Room's live now. I'm pretty sure I'm overstepping their bumper. So if you guys want to hop over there, I'll probably be in the chat here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and so what am I doing tonight? I'm going to go ahead and probably go deal with my roommates, make sure that they're going to be fed for the night, and I will probably go do something to. Money is the reason you stop being a vegetarian. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to go be a little bit more social, and then I will probably hop in and deal with that later on. I'll probably be on one of the Discords in voice chat tonight if anybody wants to talk. Maybe we can actually do this again either tomorrow or next weekend possibly, and get a little bit better of an audience. You guys have a good one, and eat your meat. It's good for you.